I just want to say that surprisingly, for the money, this little Greenworks seems like a pretty nice piece of equipment. Of course, not a high dollar sprayer, but I think for the money it's pretty nice. It's got brass fittings on the outside. The input for the hose has brass inside of plastic. It seems well made. You've got your choice of tips here that you just plug into the end. You just see it's got a little pressure. Hopefully you can see that little pressure fitting here. You just pop in what you want. So that's pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed with that actually. And out of all the electric sprayers, this little guy seemed to get pretty good reviews. And I've seen there were reviews of people stripping decks with it. So for my needs, hopefully it'll work. And we're about to see what it'll do. Okay, now one thing with this Greenworks or any pressure washer, you must make sure you get all the air out of the line, out of the garden hose. I thought I had, but I hadn't. You can tell because the thing started cycling and I lost pressure. So I'm going to turn the garden hose on. See, there's still air in there. I'm going to let all that air out because that'll damage the pump. It'll get hot. And then I'm going to put that on there again and run the air through that. You can hear all that air in there. And that's why the device was cycling like it was, because I didn't have all the air out of the line. See? Still a bunch in there. So I'm just going to let it run like that, downhill, so that it doesn't get waterlogged. And I think it's clear now, so I'm going to shut off the water, put that gun back on there, and then I'm going to run the air out again. Okay, now that I have all the air out of the garden hose, I've run the air out of the trigger there, and I'm going to go plug it in a minute. But I wanted to show you what it did so far. See, it cleaned that concrete up nice. Here's the stuff with the mildew and mold, and here's the good stuff. And I'll show you what it does to those steps. Okay, let's try it again. I think I've got all the air out, hopefully. I've got a problem with water sitting there. I'm going to have to take care of that. Anyway, I cleaned the concrete quite a bit. Here's a step I just did, which actually looks pretty good. I'll go over it again. And here's a step that hasn't been done. You can see the difference. Now, I found one bad review of this guy, and what they said was when they went to pull the trigger, it kept cycling on and off, and he had no pressure. Well, now that I own the device, I know what happened. He didn't have all the air out of the line. And that's why the pump kept running and cycling like that. And he probably burned the pump up. So as long as you make sure you get all the air out of the line before you use it. So far it works flawlessly. And it was only $99. So I'm kind of glad I got it. So I'm going to use it to finish the stack. And then hopefully I can get down to shoring up the deck here in a minute. Okay, before. And we'll see what it looks like afterwards. Okay, after the Greenworks, I'm not done. I have to go over this quite a few more times, but before and after. Before and after. After. So anyway, I have to keep going over this, but I want to show you. Here's what the wood for the raised garden looks like after. Here's a spot that represents before and after. Now I'm going to stain all this, so it should look pretty nice when I'm done with it. But it looks better now, and it's going to look good when I'm done.